Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of In the Driver's Seat with Dubizzle. On this episode, we'll be talking about some extremely cool cars that have manual gearboxes. Can you drive them? We can. There is also potentially a new Mustang on the horizon. There's a new speed limit in Abu Dhabi, plus many, many more. There's even a golden chance. So, let's get started with this episode of In the Driver's Seat with Dubizzle. As always, it's myself, Chris, and
Fouad, hi.
the legendary Hi is back. So, on this episode, as we said already in the intro, there are four very exciting cars, and I have my eyes on all four of them. Granted, one of them I'm not possibly too keen on. We'll get to that later on.
Maybe two I'm not very too keen on.
Well, that's you, isn't it? You for some reason, you
I
don't
don't
like
like
driving
front-wheel drives, man. I don't like front-wheel drives.
How come?
Look, they're nice cars. They drive well, they corner well, but I just like the control that the rear-wheel drives gives you. Or the four-wheel drive. It's okay, but the rear-wheel drive is where the power is. It's what you can do with a car.
Anyway, the four cars that we're talking about in question here are the Toyota Supra, the Nissan Z, which is also called the 400 in some markets, I think. We've got the Civic Type R, and of course, the Elantra N from Hyundai. And all four of these cars come with manual gearboxes. Well, at least three do. One of them here, however, if you look at the website, it does say it comes with a manual, but only the automatic is available. However, I have been told recently that you can order it. So let's start in no particular order. I'll start with my favorite, which is the Hyundai Elantra N.
That's your favorite?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I know it's surprising,
Interesting.
right?
It's interesting.
I know it's not a Volvo,
Okay.
but I really like the color the Elantra comes in. And I've always had a soft spot for Hyundai, and now they've really started to come out of their own. They have some amazing designs on their cars.
The designs are very well, actually. They're very well designed. They look attractive, the cars. They look totally different from what Hyundai was in the past couple of years.
And it's the cheapest of the four. It's only about 153,000 dirhams. But for that, you get the dual clutch train. Unfortunately, not the manual. However, as I said before, the manual is available.
Yeah. My favorite is obviously the Toyota Supra. Yes, it is a BMW engine. It is based on the chassis of the Z4, but the car is just 3.0 inline six, 382 horsepower, 4 seconds from 0 to 100. This car is a beast.
And I think
it is iconic, you know?
It is an icon, I'll give you that. And I've heard that availability is very, very scarce, and there are very few in the market at the moment.
Yeah, there are.
At the time of recording, I've only heard about, I think someone has told me there's at least 4. I know at least 2 that people have ordered, but I'm not sure. I've never actually seen one besides the demo unit. So that is a very rare car. It's like the MK4 all over again.
It is.
And, well, the other one is the Type R. That's also recently debuted, the Civic Type R, but yeah, the Honda Civic Type R, which is, I think, the biggest of the 4, because it is basically a full-blown sedan.
Yeah.
I think they actually call it a liftback. I never kind of understood that. I think it's because the back kind of lifts up.
The tailgate lifts up.
It's still a sedan.
It's still a sedan. I agree.
A saloon car, for that matter. And it starts at 199,000 dirhams. That has the 2-litre turbo. And then the last on the list
is the Nissan Z.
Yeah.
Obviously.
It's the legendary Z car that has returned after a very long hiatus. The last that we had was the 370.
Have you noticed how you like the 2.0 engines and I like the V6 engines?
I don't know
it
what
is a very, really nice car, the Type R, you know. It comes with a 2.0. However, it has very good horsepower. But the Z, again, comes with a 3.0 inline straight 6-cylinder engine, 400 horsepower. And 4.7 seconds, though, which is interesting because it's more horsepower, but less from acceleration than the Supra. 4.7 seconds from 0 to 100.
It is weird when you were talking about weight before as well, because the 400 you said weighs a bit more.
Yes,
but they're both
weighs around 600 to 1,700 kgs.
And they're both technically turbocharged. Well, one's got twin turbo, one's got twin power because it's a BMW. But the Supra is the lighter one of the two.
It is the lighter of the two.
I've always been big on bigger engines. I've always liked V8s, but for that's a really weird coincidence. I never actually thought about that. What you just said there, that the two favourites for me are those two
engines.
I did want a Supra. I'll be honest. Okay. I did really want a Supra, and I do really like it. And I was very impressed that someone of my size could fit in one.
It's a good size, yeah.
And I thought, okay, I'll hazard a guess and see if I can get one. No.
Okay.
It is very, very difficult to get your hands on a 2-litre.
On a manual Supra.
Yes, it is. I can't believe how difficult it is.
Yeah, actually, I thought it would be much easier, since the car is a Supra and a Toyota and available here, and you have high demand on the car. But I think it's because of the high demand, the car there is waiting lists everywhere. Even the automatic has a waiting list in the car. So imagine the manual. The manual are just car enthusiasts. You know what? I want this. People want to keep them. They want to. It's an investment. They want to do like what happened with the MK4.
Yeah. But yeah, let me ask you the question. Which of the four do you like? Comment down below. And if you are looking for a Civic Type R, you're going to be waiting for about 9 months. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to what he says. Or if you're looking for an Elantra N, you have to order it by the book. So the Supra, you have to wait quite a long time. Nissan as well, theirs takes quite a fair bit of time.
Yeah.
The good thing is that these cars will be appreciating assets because they will most likely be the last of their kind. I don't think we're going to get any really fun manual cars anytime soon after this. Unless you're looking out to fork out a lot of money.
The last of the manual era.
Yeah.
I'm sad to see it go. I'm really sad to see it go.
It is. But if you're looking for a golden chance, do you have a driving license in the United Arab Emirates that unfortunately you cannot use, aka you're on the non-exempt list? Well, if you do, getting a driving license now in the United Arab Emirates, or better yet in Dubai, might be a little bit easier. A lot of the driving schools, plus the RTA, have introduced the initiative of the golden chance, which lets you convert your license on a one-time fee, and you too could be on the road like that.
And one test is very interesting. You just do one theoretical test, one practice test, that's it, get the car. No classes required, and it's very fast, very efficient. But you gotta know what you're doing.
And last time we checked, it was 2,134 dirhams, 0.50, I think it was. And I think that includes VAT, which sounds like a fair bit of money, if I'm honest. But it does give you the opportunity, and I guess that's why it's called the golden chance, to get yourself a license rather than having to go through the whole process of it. Yes, you have a license back home, but if you're part of the non-exempt list here, which I only found out about 43 countries are actually exempt from, you can easily swap your license over.
True.
Without having to go through the hassle of doing driving lessons. Some guy approached me on the street and said, "Hey, would you like the golden chance?" And I looked him dead in the eye and I said, "I have a license from the United Kingdom." And he said, "Oh, okay then. That's fine. Thank you so much for your time," and walked away.
It's for people like me.
I thought, I
have a license from Lebanon. So in Lebanon, you need to retest here. But it's a very good chance, I think, Chris, to have, instead of, you know how to drive, you have been driving for a long time, just take the test, do the theoretical, do the practical, and get your license ASAP. Why wait for classes? Why do the classes all over again? If you're sure of yourself, of how you're driving, do it. It's fast, it's efficient, it's yours.
Yeah, why go through the hassle of all of it? Might as well do it that way. If you're looking for a hassle-free experience... Oh, wait a sec. That's weird. Where's the phone ringing? I thought we disconnected this thing. Hello? You're looking to sell your car? Oh, that's great. Well, we can give you an offer in 60 minutes or less, plus we'll inspect the car for you. Yes. We can book you an appointment in about 10 minutes' time. Is that good? Perfect. We'll see you then. Thank you so much for calling Dubai Cars and have a wonderful day. The joys of having a hotline right here for some reason. Now then, on to more car news. Now this one is a bit of an interesting one here because there are reports that Ford want to raptorize the Mustang. Safari cars have existed before, aka the 911 Dakar, which made its triumphant return. We'll never be able to afford one, or I personally won't be able to afford one, even though I really want one.
It's a nice car.
Ford might be doing it to the Mustang.
I've seen the photos. It looks very interesting.
It does.
And I heard 2-inch lift kit, if I'm not mistaken.
2-inch lift kit, plus revised suspension as well.
Revised suspension, of course.
Really...
And the Raptor and the Raptor R. So what are we talking about here? It's very interesting how the car might look, how it would be. It's revolutionizing the Mustang.
It is. Now, I do have a question though. Do you think they're just going to change or retune the Mustang chassis, or they're going to run it on a Ranger chassis? Because I would assume the Ranger's more or less the same wheelbase. Just maybe a bit longer, a bit stiffer maybe?
It could be. It definitely could be. But they can also have it on the Mustang, right?
Makes sense. Are they going to put the R&D and do that?
Oh.
It'd be quite expensive, no? It'd be more expensive than the car would be.
It would be more expensive than the car, yeah. That would be one expensive off-roader.
It really would be. But this is quite interesting, actually, because not many people have looked at doing this. It's only really Porsche. Audi have their all-road, Volvo have their cross-country, and there are a few other brands that have sort of off-road catered versions of their cars. A lot of third-party conversions have happened. I myself have seen a Nissan 370Z with a Safari kit. I've seen two Toyota 86s with them.
The 86s, I've seen the Beetle, the old Beetle, man. It is a very famous car for off-roading. I don't know why.
It's the Baja Bug, that's why.
Yeah, it is the
And
Baja
it was
Bug.
so cheap to convert as well.
True.
Oh, that's another car to add to my wish list.
You want to buy a lot of cars.
Man, this
And
garage
I'm
is
impressed that
getting
they're
too
not all
big.
Volvos, huh?
I know, right? That's the first. Oh, the secret's on. I've got to keep my mouth shut. No, I only like Volvos. Only Volvos. Go back to the beginning. There's a manual Volvo coming. Don't worry. 100% I guarantee there's one coming at some point.
Okay. I'm sure the old golden era is going to come
Caught me
back.
out, yes.
Okay.
In other news, there's a new speed limit that's been introduced in Abu Dhabi. Now, when you hit the border of Abu Dhabi, this does not happen in Dubai. This only happens once you cross the border.
Yet. Let's say yet. Because I really like this rule, to be honest. You know, if you're on the last two lanes of the car and you're driving 140 or what the speed limit, and you're on the last two lanes, you want to drive this fast. And then there are some people, you know, having their shisha and driving 100. So right now that's not possible anymore. If you drive less than 120 on the last two left lanes, you will get fined just like you would be if you were exceeding the speed. And that's to keep the safety on such a long road, because, you know, you have 100, 200 kilometers from here to Abu Dhabi. People want to arrive. People don't want to fall asleep. They want to get engaged. If you're one of the people who want to drive slow, by all means, drive slow. Take the last 3-4 lanes and leave the last 2 lanes for the people that want to arrive there fast, that are keen on arriving.
And I experience this quite a fair bit. I do commute to Abu Dhabi a few times a year, and I find it very annoying that I have to go either 140 or 100 in the second lane, which is just bananas to think about it. True. I would prefer to go 120. I'll overtake and go 140, but I don't want to go 100 in the second lane. And I do agree with you. Probably shouldn't say yet that it's not in Dubai. I think this will probably come eventually, because this is...
The same problem happens. You definitely don't have the 200 kilometers. You don't have the highway that's just all over. But it's the same problem happens.
Yeah. And it would be a good thing. It will make things a bit safer as well. Because last thing you want to do is be going 140, you merge lanes, and someone's going 80 to 100 in front of you. That's what causes accidents.
Exactly.
Now, on to some of the biggest news that has come out recently. Actually, 2 things. And both of them are German cars. One of them is the new E-Class, which looks great, but has some very, very weird features.
So I think in 2023, the E-Class got a small facelift. Actually, it's not a facelift. It's a change. The 2023 car. But they decided to keep the interior very close. So in 2024, they introduced this whole new E-Class. And it looks like a little bit the 2023 from the outside, except that they put the Mercedes logo on the back, tail lights. And the most interesting is the interior. What do you think about the interior, Chris?
The interior, this is what really got me. There are cameras inside the interior. They're on the A-pillars, aren't they?
Yeah.
So there's kind of like a selfie camera. We're heading towards a generation that's going to be able to make short-form content while driving a car.
I think so.
Does that mean people are going to start doing silly things in their
Podcasts.
Yeah, podcasts.
TikToks.
Oh, hey, it's good for us. We can podcast in the car.
Yeah.
When people say, "Where are you?" We're driving around.
So we'll be more into the cars, you know, since we're talking about cars.
Why are you only taking the E-Class out? Why aren't you using the other cars? Oh, because the E-Class has everything built into it.
Thank you very much.
But what do you think about this? Because this is a very interesting path that we're going down to features inside of a car. We're used to having cameras outside, but inside, this is all new. Now, the other German car that's a bit of a talking point here, and apparently it's debuting on the 24th of May, is the new 5 Series. There has been a small leak. There's been a very small crack where someone spied the rear end of the car.
Yeah, I saw the photos. I'm not going to comment on that.
I don't know what to say about it. I want to wait to see what happens at the front.
I want to see the whole car.
Yes.
I want to wait to see the whole car. But it's
right.
interesting that there is a new 5 Series, because the old generation has been more or less the same since 2017. There has been facelift in 2020, I think, which is really nice. It looks really nice. The car is gorgeous, and I love the 5 Series. It's one of my favorites between the BMWs. So I really do hope that it's a nice car.
And the thing is, when you look at the back of it, it looks like it has very thin headlights, or thinner headlights than the previous year. They're not like super thin LEDs. True. They're a little bit smaller now on the newer version. But of course, we'll wait till May the 24th to see the official pictures and what the car actually looks like. Like I said, I'm more interested to see what they've done with the grille of the car, because of course we know what's going to happen there, don't we? It's going to get big.
It's going to get really big.
They're going to ruin the M5.
How much bigger is going to go?
I hope they don't do the M3 and M4. That's all I hope.
Yeah, man.
Don't need that. But before we go, we've had a look on Dubizzle to find some interesting cars. And while we have over 40,000 cars listed for sale right now on the platform, including 1,500 of them that are already pre-inspected by us here at Dubizzle Cars, there were 2 in particular that stood out for the both of us, and you'll be amazed I did not find a Volvo.
You did not?
I did not. There's been an 850 before, which I wish I could talk about, but someone bought it. They bought it right from underneath my nose.
I know that you were very excited to talk about the Volvo.
Yes. So I found something equally...
Second best. Okay, equally?
I would say equally as interesting. Actually, there were two. I won't talk about the second one because it's a wagon, and I always talk about wagons as well. I'll talk about the first one that I found, which is a Mercedes S72 AMG. I've never heard of this before, and it's a two-door coupe, but it's black, and it has a 7.2 litre V12.
This is an old car, isn't it?
Imported from Japan, yes. So I think mid-90s. I think it was a 94 or 95.
It's a beautiful car.
It had a very large price tag on it. And looking into it, there are not many made, and all of them apparently have come up for sale here in the United Arab Emirates of all places.
Okay.
I know that we have a very large import market here, especially for Japanese cars.
That is definitely.
And it doesn't really come as a surprise.
But the S72, 12-cylinder engine, this is naturally aspirated. This is a big engine.
And it's before the Pagani as well, because that's the same engine that's still used, isn't it? That
true.
massive 7.2 litre.
So you have a Pagani engine in your Mercedes.
Exactly. And
It's a very interesting car.
Would you be paying more close to Pagani money? No, you'd still be getting a huge discount on it.
I think so.
Yes. Last time we checked, this car was available. Maybe at the time that you're watching this, it might not be available. But of course, you can check out the lovely pictures here to our left.
I found an amazing car as well, Chris. I found a Corvette C2 in 1966. 5.3 litre V8, 300 horsepower, 6.6 seconds from 0 to 100, but this car is gorgeous. It is a classic. It's a Stingray, blue exterior, blue interior, 35,000 kilometers only on it.
Wow.
Car is mint condition, and it's listed also on Dubizzle.
It's always a garage queen.
It is.
Barely
It is a
been
garage
driven.
queen. It's a beautiful car. It's very rare. For those of you who know this car, will be very interested in looking at this car.
So, of course, you're looking for a car to buy or sell. We have over 40,000 listings right now on the website for you to buy your next car. 1,500 of those cars are inspected by us here at Dubizzle Cars. And, well, if you're looking to get a car like that, you can do at the Dubizzle Cars Hub. Now, before we go, don't forget to get verified.
Thank you. Very nice.